Welcome to Big Chef, Little Chef. We're coming to you here from Prague in the Czech Republic, and today we are going to do spaghetti carbonara. Very, very classical Italian dish. And we are not going to put any garlic or cream in this, because if you did that in Italy, they would throw you out with the pasta water. That's in the United States, they add cream and garlic. We're not doing that, we're doing the classic. So over here, we have guanciale, which is basically pork cheeks, pork jaw. It's absolutely delicious, very smoky taste, nice and fatty, which gives very good consistency to the sauce. I'm going to use 170 grams of that today. And over here we have Pecorino cheese, which is a sheep's milk cheese, which is quite salty. So we're going to leave the seasoning of this out until the end, because with the meat and with the Pecorino cheese, we don't want to over salt. So Kira, I would like you please to grate the cheese for me. This is the Pecorino. That's it. Yeah, we'll do it like this, look. I'll hold it this way. That's perfect. There you go. Careful. Go easy as well, because these cheese graters can be very sharp. You can get quite a cut, and that's why obviously when we're cooking with children, we assist them. And Kira, next thing I would like you to do is I'd like you to break me 2 eggs, please. So I'm going to move this over here. Yeah, and we're going to use Kira's Paw Patrol bowl. So if you could break 2 eggs, if you could break into there. And use 2 hands to open the shell. Down lower, very good. And the shell can go in there. Thank you, and 1 more. So with this dish, we're going to use 2 whole eggs plus 2 egg yolks to give it a nice richness. Very good, and the shell in there. Thank you very much. Now, and this one, I'm going to separate the yolks. So we can use the egg whites, we can actually keep the egg whites for making meringue or something else. So I'll just separate 2 yolks. That's 1. Yeah. But that's just the yolks I'm doing, love. So we put that in there. You're going to be mixing this with the cheese now in a minute. So I'm just going to finish grating this cheese here. It's a very, very, very nice cheese. You can use Reggiano, Parmesan Reggiano, but I find Pecorino has got a much stronger flavor, and it's more traditional. This is as traditional as you can get. It's just like 3 or 4 ingredients. So now the next thing I want you to do, Kira, is I want you to please mix. You're going to pour the eggs in there, please. Just be careful that there's no shell. There's a little tiny. We don't want to get any shell in there. That's why we should not. Yes, very nice. There we go. Very good. Okay, now that we have all of the cheese grated, Kira, I'd like you to hold this with your left hand, and I'm going to add the cheese in here. And if you could give that a good mix. Yeah, that's it. Very good mix. Yeah. You do it by yourself. So hold that nice and strong. So while Kira is mixing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the guanciale. I'm going to cut it into lardons, which are small strips. So give that a... Let's give that a quick... There we go. And remember, later we're going to be using some of the pasta water where we cook our spaghetti to add to the egg, just to give it a little bit more. So now, I'm cut this. Nice thin strips.
Ready.
Is it ready? Give it a little bit more whisk. Thank you. Very good. Yes, we will. I'm just cutting this nice and thin because it crisps up. We're going to actually take some of this out of the pan later for the garnish, for what we're garnishing it up. Ready? Very good. Excellent. Okay, so now that we have everything here, we're going to move over to the stove now, and we're going to put our spaghetti into the water to start to cook. Here we are now at the stove. So the golden rule when you're cooking pasta, any pasta, is the water must be on a roaring boil, and you must have a large pan to give the pasta room to move. Secondly, salt. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt into the water. And now I'm going to move this pan onto the back of the stove because I'm going to get ready to start cooking the guanciale. So I put the flame on in the back. And when you are cooking the guanciale, there is no need to put any oil or butter into the pan. You just put on basically a dry pan, because there's so much fat on the guanciale that it renders down, and that's what will emulsify the carbonara later on. So Kira, if you could please pour all of this guanciale in there.
You?
Yeah, please. Very good. Excellent.
In a clean pan.
In a clean pan and a dry pan, that right? So we're going to leave that on there. One other thing that I would like to bring to your attention, I think it's a very good idea in a kitchen to have 2 different chopping boards, cutting boards. One you would use for raw meat and fish, and the second one you would use for vegetables, salads, dairy products. In the professional kitchens where I've worked around the world, we have 5 different boards in the kitchen. We have red for raw meat, yellow for cooked meat, blue for fish, brown for vegetables, white for dairy, and green for salad. And actually in Dubai, we had a light blue one for pork. So we don't need 5 boards in a domestic kitchen, but at least please have 2. One for raw meat and fish, and a separate one for vegetables and that. So you don't have cross-contamination, which is transferring bacteria from one place to another. Now you can hear that starting to sizzle away. Kira, if you could give that a stir, please. I'll move you a little closer. Give it a nice stir around. Yeah. And here, that's no smell. You keep that. Another trick is, so our pasta is on the boil at the back. Here's another trick how to open a packet of spaghetti if you don't want to go and get a knife and a fork. Are you ready for the noise, Kira? Watch this. Boom. Take the pasta, throw it into the pan on the back, leave it like so. That's that. Very good. No, it's okay. What we'll do is that. There's no uh-oh. We'll just get our tongs from over here. That's why we have these little magic tongs. And we put what's in there. That's very good. Yeah. Let that render down nicely. Yeah. Yeah, you do it with that, and I do it with that. Push the pasta down. We need to cook the pasta for about 10 minutes. Maybe I'll check it at 8 minutes. It needs to be al dente, which is tender to the bite. The last thing you want is overcooked pasta. I have, the heat here is on full flame. It's on full flame. I'm just going to grab this for 1 second, Kira. Excuse the noise. I'm going to put our extractor on for a little bit. So now let's give it a quick toss. Look at that. So I've turned it up on full flame because, as you can see now, it's getting a very nice color. What I'm going to do is let this get a little bit crispy, and I'm going to remove some of the guanciale, which I will save for later for the garnish on top of the carbonara. So our spaghetti is cooking away in the back. We have about 8 minutes left for that.
That's how you cook spaghetti.
Yes, it is how you cook spaghetti.
Put inside, but you don't smash it down. Just leave it to go inside by itself.
Can you tell that to the camera? Up there? What do you do?
With the pasta, you shouldn't put it down yourself. The pasta, then you should put it inside. Otherwise, the pasta goes down by itself.
Very, very good. Exactly, because the last thing you want to do is to break the pasta. Yeah. If you were seen in Italy taking spaghetti and breaking it in half so it cooks quicker, they would throw you out of the restaurant. Yeah. In fact, they'd throw you out with the pasta water. Now, the amount of starch that's in this water, we're going to use a little bit of the pasta water later on, because if the egg and cheese mixture is making it too thick, we use a little bit of the pasta water just to dilute it down. So I'm just going to give that another stir. Oh, careful. That's getting nice now. I'd say that's very close to being ready. I'll give it another 2 minutes. Turn the heat down just a little bit. And one other thing, just for the record, I have a fire extinguisher here in our kitchen. A bit further away? Okay.
I want to go down.
There we go. So just give me 1 second. Look at that. Now. So now I'll let you come down from here for a second, Kira, and we're going to get ready. Come down this way. Very good. So now I'm going to turn the heat off on this. This is basically at the level you want it. I'm going to leave all of the fat in there, but I'm going to turn the heat completely off so it doesn't overcook. And what we'll do is we'll come back in about 5 or 6 minutes when the pasta is ready, and I will show you the continuation of the finishing of the carbonara. Okay, we're back. So now the spaghetti on the back is al dente, tender to the bite. It's been cooking for just under 10 minutes, but I'm going to show you another little trick that Kira likes very much. So another way of testing if something is cooked, you take one strand like so, like this. So now when it sticks to the wall like that, you know that your pasta is cooked. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move the pan over here with the guanciale. I've had that off the heat, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of oil in there, and that's what's going to give the nice creaminess to the sauce. Yes. So I'm going to lift out, turn the stove off at the back. I'm going to lift out one nice big scoop of the pasta, and you see the pasta water that's coming down there? You pour that in there, Kira. Hold that. The pasta water is going to also add to it. So we put that in the pan. I'm going to give that a little toss like so, just to mix all of the fat from the guanciale. And now you're going to be my assistant here. I need Kira. This is our Pecorino cheese and our eggs and our egg yolks. If you could please, Kira, pour this in here.
That will be filled with.
Yeah, you hold that and pour it in there.
Could I please have just the pasta?
Yes, absolutely. And scrape the bottom of the bowl. Very good. That's it. Now that's enough. That's enough. Thank you. Very good. So we'll just get that like so. And the reason we didn't have the heat on here is because if you did have the heat on, you could possibly scramble the eggs, and that's the last thing you want to do. So I just give that a mix around. And as you can see, the pasta water is emulsifying it. Now I'm going to turn the heat on a little bit, just to evaporate some of the liquid. And then I'll test it for seasoning. Yep, you give it a little stir. Do you want to do the magic trick? Yeah. You have to rub it here. Rub the front. And then you can give it a stir from there. Very good. Yeah. And now rub the front again. See? So you give that a little stir. Yeah. That's it. And I'm just going to give that a little toss, like so. And then the heat back off. And give it a nice quick swirl around like that. Look at that, very nice. And look at that. We've got a nice creaminess. And now we're going to test it for seasoning because, like I said earlier, the Pecorino is quite salty, the sheep's milk cheese, and also the guanciale is quite salty. So we can taste it now and we'll see if it needs more seasoning. Give it a little taste.
But it's hot.
Yep, it needs a little bit more. So I'm going to put a little pepper in there. The black pepper.
But I want to eat pasta with black pepper.
No, we won't put a black pepper on yours because you don't like black pepper, do you?
But I like a lot of salt.
You do like a lot of salt.
Then could you put a lot of salt?
Yes, we can indeed. So,
I love salt.
so put the heat back on for a second. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to plate it. Now, so I have over here, I've brought over a bowl which I have warmed in the oven. This is a warmed bowl. It's better to serve it in a warmed bowl. And also, spaghetti carbonara is it's the best eaten when it's cooked fresh. It doesn't really reheat well. So we just let this, give it a little toss, like so.
It's coming smoky because it's hot.
It's steam, yeah? Yeah, it is.
And what about the pasta when you eat it?
Now I'm going to...
Take it off or no?
Yes, I will, yeah.
Then why?
So we're going to spoon this on here. A little bit more. Like so. Yeah, it's that. We have enough for about three adult portions here. Maybe a little bit more. Because of the heat from the stove, and it's also 27 degrees outside today. Very hot day here today in Prague. So now we just give the bowl a little clean, and what I've done is I've kept some on the side from earlier, some guanciale. I'm going to put this on the top.
Then why is it blue and not yellow?
Could you put some cheese over here, Kirish?
What is blue and not yellow and orange?
Now you grate some cheese. I'll hold the grater. And you just grate a little cheese over there. You hold it like that.
Let me.
Yeah. Very good. I think that should be enough. We put that down there. And the last thing we'll do, just get a little bit of crispy. The last thing we'll do is put a little basil leaf for a nice garnish to give it. And this is spaghetti carbonara, the classical way. No garlic, no cream. Spaghetti, cheese, eggs, salt and pepper, Pecorino cheese, the way they do it in Italy. Thank you very much, and please don't forget to give us a like and hit the subscribe button, And Kira and myself would like to say goodbye until the next time from Big Chef and Little Chef. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.